All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're going to break down a really smart, science-backed 3-day full-body workout. The whole goal here is to build muscle everywhere and even kick fat loss into high gear.
But here's the question, right? Can you really, actually build your entire body? We're talking everything with just 6 exercises per workout? I mean, it sounds a little too simple, doesn't it?
Well, the answer is a big, resounding yes. You absolutely can. And in this explainer, we're going to walk you through exactly how it's done, based on what the latest science tells us.
Okay, let's jump straight in with Workout A. I want you to think of this one as the foundation for your entire week of training.
So we are kicking things off with the incline dumbbell press. And here's why that's so smart. Look, most people are a little underdeveloped in their upper chest. A 2020 study found that the incline press is way better for targeting that specific area, which gives you a much fuller, more balanced chest. And the best part? You don't sacrifice any of that mid-chest growth you'd get from a flat bench. We're starting smart. Next up, the king of leg exercises, the barbell squat. It's an absolute powerhouse. But here's the thing, one size does not fit all. Your own body, especially how long your thigh bones are, completely changes how you squat. If you've got shorter femurs like Alex here, staying upright is pretty easy. But if you have longer femurs, like Max, you're going to have to lean forward more. So here's a fantastic little trick. Put some small plates under your heels. It helps you stay more upright and really puts the focus right where you want it, on your quads.
All right, let's hit the back with some dumbbell chest-supported rows. But listen up, the key here isn't just the exercise, it's a technique we're going to use for all our back training. Once you hit failure, and I mean that point where you physically cannot do another full rep, you're not done. Not even close. You're going to grind out a few more partial reps right at the bottom in that stretch position. The research is telling us this is a crazy powerful way to trigger extra growth.
To really get those hamstrings to pop, you need a leg curl. But not all leg curls are created equal. One study actually found that seated leg curls led to way more muscle growth than the lying version. So why is that? Well, it all comes down to the stretch. The seated position puts your hamstrings under a much deeper stretch, and that is a massive signal for growth. So if you have access to a seated machine, that's the one you want to use.
We're going to finish Workout A with some direct arm work. Because let's be real, big compound lifts like rows and presses just aren't enough to really maximize bicep and tricep growth. So we're going to use a superset. Here's how it works. You'll do a full set of incline curls, then you immediately jump into a set of overhead extensions. Then and only then do you get to rest. It's super efficient, and it's a killer combo for hitting key growth areas in both your biceps and triceps.
All right, on to Workout B. This is where we start building on that foundation with some variety. And listen, changing up the exercises isn't just about keeping things from getting boring. It actually leads to more balanced, well-rounded muscle growth and helps you smash through those frustrating plateaus.
We're starting this one off with the classic barbell bench press, but we're changing things up. We're going heavy in that 4 to 6 rep range. You know, there's this old myth that you have to do medium reps to build muscle. And that's just, well, it's not true. Science shows that as long as you're training hard, you will grow. The awesome bonus here is that pushing a heavier weight is fantastic for building pure, raw strength.
For hamstrings today, we've got Romanian deadlifts, or RDLs. Form is everything here if you want to hit your hamstrings and not your lower back. So listen closely. Forget about lowering the bar. Instead, I want you to imagine there's a band pulling your hips straight back, as far back as they can go. Once your hips stop moving back, that's it. That's your stopping point. Then you drive your hips forward to come back up. Next up, lat pull-downs. Now, here's something you might not realize. Despite the name, that wide grip you're using actually engages your upper and outer back muscles more than your lats themselves. And you know what? That's totally cool. We're building a complete back, remember? Don't worry, we're going to target those lats directly in the next workout.
All right, time to target the glutes with some walking lunges. But there's a secret to turning these from just a quad blaster into a real glute builder. It's all about leaning your torso forward just a little bit as you lunge. It's a small tweak, but it creates a much deeper stretch in the glute of your front leg, and that makes all the difference.
And that brings us to the grand finale for the week, Workout C. This is our finisher. This is the one that's going to round everything out and make sure we have left no stone unturned.
Okay, upper body for Workout C, 2 big moves. First, the seated dumbbell shoulder press. Here's the one thing to remember. Flare your elbows out as you press up, but bring them slightly in front of you as you come down. Then, for the dumbbell row, hey, remember how we said we'd hit the lats? Well, now's the time. The trick is to keep your elbow tight to your body and drive it back towards your hip in a sweeping arc. That's how you really isolate the lats.
Now for the lower body. First, hip thrusts. The biggest mistake people make here is arching their lower back. Don't do it. Brace your core and squeeze your glutes at the top like you're trying to crack a walnut. And for leg extensions, here's another one of those pro tips for you. Lean back in the seat. This puts one of your main quad muscles into a deeper stretch, and that has been shown to boost its growth like crazy.
And hey, if you're still not sold on the hip thrust, get this. One study found that just adding it into a leg workout resulted in almost double the glute growth compared to only doing squats. I mean, come on, it's an absolute game changer. We're wrapping up the entire week with one last superset, hitting a couple of muscles that almost everybody forgets about. We've got standing calf raises, which research shows are just plain better for overall calf growth. And we're pairing those with reverse cable flies to build those rear delts, which are so crucial for creating that balanced 3D shoulder look.
So there's the plan. You've got all the exercises. But honestly, what's even more important are the 3 big principles that make this whole thing work. If you can really get these down, you'll be set for long-term progress.
First up, variety. You probably noticed we didn't just do the same workout over and over, and there's a very good reason for that. Using different exercises and angles leads to more complete, balanced muscle development. Plus, let's be honest, it keeps you from getting bored out of your mind.
Principle number 2 is intensity. You have to bring it. You've got to push yourself. Training close to failure and then using smart techniques like those partial reps, that's the powerful signal your body needs to actually adapt and grow stronger. And the last one, principle number 3, the stretch. This was a theme we kept coming back to, wasn't it? From the seated leg curls to the incline dumbbell curls, we consistently chose exercises that challenge the muscle when it's fully stretched out. This is one of the most powerful science-backed drivers for muscle growth there is.
So there you have it. The science, the exercises, the principles, everything. You literally have the blueprint right here for a stronger, more muscular, and leaner physique. The only question left is, what are you going to build with it?